We're live with Matt and Zach, and this is Donein30.
This is donein30. I didn't mess it up this time. How's everybody doing? My name is Zach. My partner here, Matt.
Yeah, that's me. So, you had some predictions last week for the Final Four. Did they come true?
I don't remember what I picked. I'm going to say that I was mostly right. I think I picked Duke and Kentucky got taken out by Wisconsin, and then we all know what happened in the final game. Wisconsin lost, so Duke was the victor yet again, and that's like their 50th title or something. So
didn't it go into overtime or something?
It did not.
Was there any scandals related with this?
I may or may not have fallen asleep before the game ended.
Oh, really? Did you watch it live or?
I did watch it live.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you record it so you can go back? And
No, I did not.
Was it just past your bedtime, or what was the deal?
Yeah, I had to take a shower the next morning, so I didn't really feel like staying up that late. Hey, man, I got priorities, man.
I mean, it's good that you took a shower.
Well, I got to get my good 8 hours of sleep, or else I am not a happy camper.
You're one of those guys. See, I remember whenever I was a teenager, I could just sleep for like 4 hours, and I was pretty much rested. Now
Boy,
I've got to
there's no
get
way.
like 10.
10 hours collectively. Maybe get like a solid 8 during the night, and then just get a 2-hour nap between class and. Oh, can I say where you work?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we don't want to get in trouble for talking
we'll
about.
call it electronics big box store.
A large electronic chain that you might get a good deal at.
If you couldn't figure it out from there.
Well, yeah, exactly. So you just have to dance around the actual words. That way we don't get any copyrighted infringement. But yeah. Speaking of class, let's segue into that. So
what
you don't
like
really. Well, I'm just saying that you got a job and you got school, but not for long. Matt, tell the
this
listeners
is true.
more.
Here in May or early May, something like that.
That's next month.
I will be graduating college.
Woo!
With a what do I have? Is associate's bachelor's. I just juggle all my life and hope all the balls just.
Yeah, I hope they fall into place, huh?
Yep.
It's like
a bachelor's of media arts and science over at Ooey Pooey.
Ooh.
I was gonna minor in German, but it would require too much work, so I was like, eh.
At least you gave it the college try, right? It required too much work. You crack me up. So, but at least you're getting your bachelor's. And you know what's sad, Matt? It doesn't matter what your bachelor's is in.
Really?
It just, you have a bachelor degree.
That's true.
I guarantee there are, let's say, like 40% of the jobs out there, you'd be able to get it before me because I don't have a bachelor's.
And what I'm wanting to go into, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. If you get what I mean.
Well, there's already too many people on this planet as it is. So
That's
in
true.
most careers, there's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Although the ones that nobody wants, like sanitation or.
Well, yeah.
What was another one?
I guess you could
Cybersecurity? Like if I wanted to be a hacker or something, then I can get into that field pretty.
That seems like a lot of people would want to do that.
It seems like whenever I was in college, people wanted to be like history major, psych major.
Because they're going to be educators?
Yeah, computer science.
Oh, okay.
Because they like feeling electricity pulsing through their fingers as they shock themselves on various things. What else was there?
Count me out.
Health, really big health field.
Oh, yeah.
People in the health communications, like visual stuff, like PowerPoint presentations or e-learnings, or what does a microbe look like? Well, let me go into Maya and make a little microbe for you.
All right, let's have Steve roll in the projector. He's got a PowerPoint on what a microbe is. All right, guys, put away your cell phones and get out the water bottles. Oh, man. I'm totally ripping off a Bob and Tom bit, but that's great. The haunted meeting. I'm guessing you've never heard it, but it's fantastic.
Nope.
He's like,
typically I don't listen to radio.
Yeah, well, you're also not up that early, so.
That's very true.
No offense.
I mean, if I'm up that early, it's because I've been up all night.
Yeah, up all night doing what, Matthew?
Projects, various projects for school that I wait until the last minute to do.
Yeah, that's
sometimes.
actually the truth. Yeah,
Or
a drug bender that just carries you to the sun.
The sun comes up. I just wake up like floating in the lake behind my apartment. Luckily, I'm fat and buoyant, so.
Fat does keep you buoyant. That's true. And for those of you listening, hopefully the background noise is not an issue. We try to get the sound thing figured out, so you should just be able to hear our two lovely voices. But,
there's a almost tornado yesterday.
Yeah, Indiana, which is
Yes.
where we live.
We're on a Toronto watch.
It was pretty intense. I do enjoy a good thunderstorm. How about you, Matt?
I like the feeling of a thunderstorm, but I don't really like the actual the feeling before where everything's like
Quiet before the storm.
sort of where you can like smell the grass and it's like
Oh,
really
okay.
pungent.
I understand. You can
The-
smell the rain coming. I gotcha.
You can see the birds like freaking out, like, oh god, we better fly away.
Mother Nature does usually have a better, they have a better feel for when the storm is coming. Us humans, we're kind of dumb, I think. We don't really, we don't have our ears on the ground, so to speak.
And we're always inside, so we really don't feel like
This is true.
electromagnetic fields.
You're right.
Like animals.
We don't feel it like they do. Yeah, we're not out there pecking in the grass and feeling the wind.
Eating grain and grass and. Actually, if we were still hunter gatherers, we'd probably be eating ducks or something.
Maybe. There's enough of them around. Actually, I think geese are a little more populated than
Yeah,
the
but have
ducks
you ever
are.
had boiled goose? That's disgusting.
I have tried squirrel. That's the only small animal I've ever tried.
What would that taste?
Salty.
Nutty, creamy and delicious.
All right, we are seriously gonna have to start getting soundboard ready for this kind of stuff to do rim shots and applause and stuff. Oh yeah, because I was thinking I should have had an applause track ready when you said that you were gonna graduate. It's like Matthew's finally graduating.
What?
Yeah, and then of course the crowd goes wild. Yeah. Anyways, again, so you graduate when? May what?
May sometime. 19th.
May.
I feel like it's early. I feel like
Once again, we are just
when's Mother's
totally
Day?
spitballing this entire process.
When's Mother's Day?
Good question. I have two of them, and I don't know.
Well, you better double up on the chocolate or whatever.
Well, it's kind of nice. I have to double up on Mother's Day, but I don't have to do anything for Father's Day, so it's kind of nice, I guess. It's it's a trade-off. But
if I had a thing, I would do
yeah, yeah,
just like crickets.
I don't know. I can't decide if we should do a soundboard or not.
May 10th.
Oh, okay.
Sunday, May 10th. There is
Alright.
a bunch of people graduating Saturday.
Just
and then,
less than a month away.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. And then so yeah, what are you doing for Mother's Day? What's the typical what's the typical spread?
Well, I normally hang out with my mamas and want to just do something pleasant together. Probably I'll make them dinner or take them out to dinner. I took them out to dinner last night.
Nice.
It was kind of like a belated Christmas gift.
Where'd you?
So
So is Mother's Day going to be in September?
excuse me.
It's like
Yes.
here you go, Mom.
Yeah. Hey,
Happy
by
Mother's
the way,
Day.
oh well, shit. If it's September, that'll be like their birthdays already. Okay, so it's October and November. Sorry, Mom, if you ever hear this, I know when your birthday is. Okay, but no. Last night we went to MCL restaurant.
What?
It's like a buffet, but you
buffet?
you walk through and you
Have I been there?
buy all your junk and then you pay for it at the end.
Oh, cafeteria style.
Cafeteria. But
like everything's a la carte and they have little
Yes, sir.
plates and
Yeah.
stuff and you just grab it.
Yeah, I am a former employee of MCL, and yeah, now we're not saying your business name, but we're totally talking about this. Who cares?
I mean, you're former. I mean, I'm still
okay.
active
That's true. That's true. But anyways, yeah, that was my first job, and it's the food business, so it's not really for me. But it was nice to go back. Literally a decade later, it's been 10 years.
Was it the same old lady cashier?
No. Completely
Miss Peggy there.
100% new faces. That was the best part. I didn't have to look at somebody and go, please don't recognize me. Because that's the worst. You know what I'm talking about? If you see somebody from high school and you're just
but
it's not that you don't like them. It's just
Right.
you just don't want to strike up that small talk.
that conversation that
How have you
hey,
been?
I have to remember your name now. Is it Gary, Greg, Jared? Who are you?
You spend the bulk of the conversation just trying to figure their name out. They're like, I'll tell you. No. I've got this.
Just giving them vague,
okay, just give me a hint.
evasive. Does it start with an F, J?
Is it a French name? No. It's Germanic. It's got an old Eastern European feel. Does it start with a P?
Is it Mike, Jimmy?
Stefan? Oh no. Steven.
Oh.
And then ultimately they just get pissed off and you just walk away.
Well, what do you do in those situations? Because that really doesn't happen to me because I've moved over several states.
You've moved several states.
But if you recognize somebody, is it apropos just to go, hey, how you doing?
I would assume
How's your mom?
I would assume, well, if they're not my friend now, they don't know I have gay parents.
Right,
So
that's true.
so that's not going to be a question that anybody's just going to pop up and
You
say,
know, that's not how you introduce yourself. You're like, hey, I'm Zach. I've got 2 moms.
hi, my name is Zach. I'm white and I have 2 moms. I mean, like, it's just not the way I introduce myself.
There was a bit. Oh man, I forget who did it, but it was. John Mulaney was in a bathroom.
Okay.
No, he gets approached by a guy who's asking him for change. And he's like, yes, I'm gay. I've got HIV.
Oh my goodness.
And like he just like describes his whole life, and all he wants is change. So he's like, I don't know how to respond to that, but
see,
I
that's
know
the perfect
tons about
way.
you.
If it's like a homeless person or a bum or whatever, and they're just like haggling you for change,
Right.
just bore them. Like, I mean, that sounds really strange and cruel, but you just literally you would say enough to they're gonna go, you know what, the hell with this, and they're gonna
It's
walk
like,
away.
I'd give you $5 just to walk anywhere else.
You know what? This isn't worth it. I'm gonna go bother somebody else.
Yeah. That hey, can I talk to you for a second? That like
Jeez.
it's like you just
just
go
stay.
defensive mode.
Just stay away from me, please.
Yeah.
No, okay, so for example, the gym I go to, there are a lot of people from my high school that still go there. Now, some of the faces kind of blend in just because I didn't know a ton of my class when I graduated. But
How big was your class?
oh,
Mine
boy.
was close to 2,000.
Oh my goodness. In San Antonio?
Yeah.
Holy cow. When you graduated with 2,000 kids?
I think our starting class was like 2,000 something, but we only ended up
Damn.
with 1,240 something.
That's actually that's sad.
It was like 1,243, but there's like
You're telling me that
tons of people got pregnant,
like,
tons of people
you're
got
talking,
like
what was that, like
moved.
40 some percent of the students that went to that school did not graduate?
Yeah, or they like were held back. It was
that is pain. That is cringeworthy right there.
yeah, it was
Okay.
multicultural school, we'll say that.
Oh, okay. So there was a lot of culture, a lot of ethnicities.
Mhm.
Yeah, unfortunately, my high school was predominantly white and took all the culture out of the way. Is kind of lame. But no, the reason why I didn't know half of my class, if I've never told you this before, I went to a vocational school, and it took up half of my day.
Right.
Yeah, so the vocational school was half of my day at a different high school, and then I came back to my high school. So literally 50% of my senior and junior year was spent in a different school. So I just kind of fell away from the students I went to school with.
Did you do anything with that? Like,
Oh, yeah, it's part
Like,
of the career
just-
I have now.
just no, I mean like in the hallways. I'm going to vocational school, and really you're just in second period.
The thing of it was that, yes, some people I knew, I actually was very, I'm not trying to like cover my tracks or anything. I really was just a good student.
It was like 10 years ago, something like that.
To be 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, so we're both 27.
Yeah.
17,
nine
you're a
years ago for
junior.
me, so I was 06.
Yeah, 06.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, almost a decade.
Aren't you 27 already?
Yeah, I think so. I started school later though.
You think so?
Okay. Excuse me.
I don't really keep tabs.
Were you born in 88?
87. In September, so like my birthday's coming
September.
up.
Yeah, you're going to be 28.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you're older than me. You just said I think so. Have you been drinking?
I have not been drinking. I just don't keep tracks of my age.
as an excuse.
You know, I just need the nice ethanol
Yeah,
washes
geez.
I'd use.
Oh, so you've been huffing, I see. Well, the point is that here it is a decade ago, and I am going to school at my personal high school only half the time. Like literally, the 2 of the 4 classes I took per day were away. Anyways, and so I mean it's part of my career now, so it's no sweat. But when we cross the stage, my last name starts with a B, and I mean I sat there and I watched C through Z, and I mean just let's say I knew 20 names.
Huh.
I'm not joking. There was about 20 faces that I went, oh yeah, I know who that is. Or if it was a good friend of mine, like if you had graduated with me, I would have been like, Matt, yeah. I mean, of course, yours starts with an A, so you would go before me.
I love that we were.
And I mean, in theory,
There was like
you could almost just ditch, but that reflects very poorly on you and your family. But
yeah, but I mean, who really even knows who I am? or is gonna
2,000
care?
students, Matt. I'm gonna be real. My graduation ceremony. Okay. Originally, let's back up. You asked me how many students I graduated with.
Right.
I graduated with 1,000. Like 990, like 7, I think. Were the.
And you only knew 20 names? You had to have like known.
I mean,
more
I've
than
got like a
that.
tight knit group of friends, but I wasn't.
Right.
wasn't
I was
like
talking to everybody. I knew like a couple hundred, but like
I wasn't a huge social butterfly. I don't know. I just well, I'll tell you what. I didn't know a whole lot of women back then.
Hi-yo!
Hi-yo! Yeah. Well. Anyways, so it's mostly just a bunch of dudes, and it's not really something. It wasn't. I guess it was technically by choice. I guess there was so many women in my family. I didn't really want to associate with women at school. Ugh, that's a bad excuse.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I just wasn't.
Or maybe you're just like more
wasn't-
focused on your vocational stuff than.
Well, I mean, I really was. I know I had a ton of people I know that would skip senior year, and I just stuck through it. Just I'm in class, whatever. Just I'm
Did
here.
you have a car?
No. See,
I don't think I had a. No,
I
I did
had
have
an
a car.
I had a.
Senior year, but I
Yeah.
didn't like freshman, sophomore, and half a junior year. So, and then part of the reasons I actually even got a car was so I could take my brother, who was going to be a freshman, and then like
take him to school. You mean?
yeah, but then he like ended up walking.
he would walk to school.
Yeah.
Well, if it's that close, then why didn't you walk?
Eh.
Eh.
I mean, your car is your freedom. So.
Yeah, I'm
Not to
gonna be
mention-
real. When you get in a car and you're like 17 or 16, it's just like you just get in and it's yours.
And
it's
then, like-
your space. You can do whatever you want with that car.
When was your first job? Probably what, 18?
Oh, no, I was 17. That MCL cafeteria I worked at.
My first job was Java Joe's, a coffee shop in San Antonio,
And how old were you?
in the Rolling Oaks Mall. I was no, that was my second job. My first job was.
Oh, so you lied to me, huh?
My first job was a 1950s diner
Oh, nice.
called Checkers.
Please
And,
tell me they still had like vintage signs that say like bathroom for whites only and not accepting colored applications. God, that'd be funny. And it's in Texas too, so it's like ultra racist down. Well, okay, I'm sorry, no
It's
offense.
it's pretty open there. Like there's a
You mean,
small
like, San
section of
Antonio,
people.
or-
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good.
I mean it's
Obviously, it's better.
it's like it's not as open as Austin. So there were like kids with Confederate mudding flags on their trucks and
yeah,
stuff.
total
But
hicks.
they represented like less than 1% of the
I
actual.
know. It's a joke. Steers and queers, that whole thing. It's.
You know, honestly, I thought there would
nowadays-
have been more of them, but like,
yeah.
I mean, there were more people like
But
chewing dip than
Yeah.
actual.
But you're in the city though. San Antonio is not. It's not a one-horse town. Let's
Yeah,
be
it's
real.
true.
San Antonio is bigger than Indianapolis, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
And it's got crazy, ridiculous streets. Like here's a grid. You can just figure out wherever you
Yeah.
want to go based on numbers and.
so you're saying San Antonio is just like mush?
Yeah,
It's like a bowl of spaghetti.
Yeah, it's a fustercluck. Like there are streets that literally have 3 names.
Oh God, because they all blend together. Okay, so you're saying like they just kind of merge.
Well, it'll
and then they
be-
separate again.
It'll be like Nacogdoches, then Perrin Vital, and then it'll be Broadway for some reason. It's just like sections of the town. It's just called something different. It's weird.
that is miserable.
And then like there are times where like taking the Nacogdoches Perrin Vital thing, Nacogdoches like forks to the right, and then that's just like the old area of San Antonio.
So were there any numbers to signify these roads?
I don't really remember. I
Because
remember
I mean,
like Nakoma. I remember.
well, but generally,
Yeah.
whether it has a
Generally.
name, it's generally or lieutenantly, but I'm
first privately.
privately, yeah, that's true. Okay, so the point is that you're going to see a U.S. highway number or there's actually going to be numbers now in the great city of Indianapolis. East to west is usually a digit.
Right.
North and south is generally a name.
I think they just had primarily names. They had few numbers, but usually it was like 281,
Maybe
1604, like highways.
Sure. Or maybe like downtown streets, like the actual like small downtown area, whereas like the outer part of the city. Did it have a circular highway around it, kind of like
It had 2.
Indianapolis?
It had 2 highways. It was 2.
Like loops?
Yeah, it was 2
An
loops.
infinity loop?
There was 281. There was 1604, and then there was 35 that cut through the middle of it.
I see.
Kind of like here, I guess.
We're the crossroads of America.
We've got like that Binford that kind of cuts through stuff.
Well, there's
then there's, like,
2 highways that
70
make an X through the city,
Right.
and then there's 2 highways that make a cross through the city, and then you've got 465 that brings it all together. Where you knew that, right?
Yeah.
Indiana is called the crossroads of America. And they also call it the Circle City. So yeah, I mean it's Indianapolis is what's up.
And I kind of feel like that old name doesn't really live up because I don't feel like people are kind of coming through here as often. 'Cause, I mean, between New York and Chicago are right here, right? But I look at
Yes.
tour dates and stuff for bands that I like.
Mm-hmm. They're
Nowhere
not really
near.
they're not coming here.
Look,
Hey, you know who is coming here?
who's coming here?
The Rolling Stones.
Ah,
Oh, yeah. I can't even imagine how much the tickets are going to be because they're going to be performing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
that
And
sounds
from,
expensive.
well, yeah, from what I can tell, it's going to be like a relatively small venue.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of what Carb Day involved. Like, have you ever been to Carb Day?
I know what Carb Day, but
I
describe
mean-
it to people because it was like this alien concept to me. Whenever I
Well,
got
essentially, before the Indianapolis 500, they do poll times, and it's more like a party before the race. It's kind of what it's turned into.
here. Yeah,
but,
what was it before? Like,
well,
they would,
initially, it's the drivers. They test the track. They get their poll times. They get their position for the race on Sunday, Labor Day weekend. And where's that Memorial Day? Oh, my God. Anyways, the point is that Carb Day is the Friday before the race, and essentially it's just a big party. I mean, there are large bands that come and play. I mean, it's actually a really fun event. And then, of course, it's, copious amounts of alcohol being consumed and, just general mayhem.
eating food from trucks and
Yes, actually, I'll make this story as short as I can make it. I went on a trip to Tennessee, and there was a hotel I went to, and a gentleman found out I was from Indianapolis, and he said, "Oh yeah, it's one of the employees there," and we said we're from out of town. He goes, "Yeah, whatever." So he says, yeah, he's like, yeah, I used to work in Indianapolis, and he explained that he used to run a vending truck at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the race, and I think he did the Brickyard, and I guess it roped him so much profit, or it brought in so much money, that was it. Like him and his team of workers would work that weekend, and they'd do a couple of odd jobs throughout the year, and that was it.
I feel like we're kind of starved for stuff. So if you show up in Indiana, people are gonna buy your stuff.
Oh, you mean if it's a new company or somebody from out
Yeah.
of state?
That was the what do you call it? The AC unit, I think.
Oh,
It was popping and squealing.
making noises. Okay.
Um,
Well, anyways, it's just it's unique that the Indianapolis 500 plus F1 racing, and then of course the Brickyard, it brings so many people into this great city that
Right.
when you also have businesses from other cities that come in, oh yeah. I mean,
hear-
it's like that, or that oh man, you sell tacos from wherever, or pizza from Chicago,
ostrich legs.
I don't know if I'd be that.
Well, they have those giant quote turkey legs, but they're actually ostrich meat.
Wait, are you messing with me right now?
No, it's seriously ostrich because you can't literally get a turkey a leg that big.
Okay, that is something I should have known.
Yeah, it's like emu or something.
Okay, so the turkey legs at the state fair, I've definitely had one before, and it was definitely delicious.
Right.
And you're right, a turkey, good God, they'd have to pump in so many, what do they call that? EGUs or
GMOs.
GMOs, thank you.
Genetically modified organisms.
Oh, man, can you imagine a turkey that's just ripped? It's got human fists, it's so muscular. It works out in the prison yard because it's so ripped. It's just
all it does takes a sledgehammer to a giant tire. It's got a 16 pack. It's got muscles that science is still trying to decipher today.
It killed a man, so now it's on death row, and it works out in the yard. Oh, my God.
his chin thing grew an extra.
Yes, his
extra scrotum.
Oh, jeez. Oh, what is that thing called? It's called a gullet or something. Or no. Hold on, I'll come up with
Giblet.
it. No, it's a waddle. The waddle.
have an extra pair of balls in your waddle. That's how manly that turkey is.
Oh my goodness, the turkey that's got an extra nutsack. Okay, we're getting really silly here. Okay, holy cow, we're at 23.
Yeah, we're at 23. It's so easy to get through
Well,
this time here.
I mean, I guess our seasons could be a little longer than projected. I mean, we talked
this is
about 10 episodes, but
yeah, I mean, in theory, that's 52 a year.
yeah, if we don't
we do it every Thursday.
Yeah. If we do it every week, it'd be 50 episodes per year, 52 per
I
year.
wonder if we can travel with this. Would people be interested in seeing us do panels?
Live?
Yeah.
I actually thought about that before we started the broadcast.
Because whenever we did this, there really was no goal.
Yeah, that's true. We'd probably have to we'd have to bring some women with us, to like kind of draw the crowd in. Like
Yeah.
maybe some like bikini models. It's like
And-
come
and-
and see the Matt and Zach podcast. They're like, yeah, she gonna be there. All right, I'll come listen to these guys talk.
That's probably why. It's why in morning radio, I guess they have a female perspective.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
so there's that,
Generally
like,
there is always
sexual tension.
one female
Just so
on
they
the
can
show.
they can hit that
Hit that what?
demographic.
For those of you that are listening and not sitting in front of Matt, the face he made was very unique. When he said,
Very suggestive.
demo. No, I would agree that generally, and it's not like to keep people happy. I mean, it's just nice to have a woman and a man at least per team, instead of just listening to a couple dudes talk. Like you actually have like a female perspective, or
Yeah, because like with dudes, I mean, it only takes a short period of time where you don't even really have to communicate with words. It's more like grunts. It's like, meh, meh, meh.
yeah, we're just a bunch of dumb apes.
Scratching our belly buttons and
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, I know what that means. You're
We need
hungry.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, was that Zach? Need more chicken?
Yes. No, I ate before I came tonight. Thank you, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, actually, Matt, something I meant to ask you and something we can just talk about on the air. Have you thought about just sticking to the two of us, or will we ever have a guest appearance on the show?
Whenever I buy another inbox that has like 3 or 4 microphones, and we'll probably do it.
So you're saying
Those things
that,
are pricey.
So you're saying we can't just like share a microphone for a brief?
Yeah, we could for like guest spots and stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, a certain somebody's birthday is coming up.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I figured
Next-
your lovely lady would like to speak with us,
Is
or
it next Wednesday?
my cousin Kristen. Hello, if she's listening.
Shout out to Kristen. I follow you on.
yo.
I follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, actually, I think I do. Anyways, so she found out that you and I were doing this podcast and
Uh-huh.
immediately wanted to be a part of it.
She wanted,
So,
under what capacity?
she just wanted to have like one show. I think she just wanted to be a guest.
Oh, sure.
Now, with the whole lady talking perspective thing, now she's a single mother of 2 children, so her schedule is nothing compared to what you and I have.
I mean, as long as she can carve out some time on a Thursday, then.
Sure, yeah.
Well-
If we decide to do it like another night on a.
And
just
I guess, I
depending.
mean, I'm uploading these as soon as we get done. There's really no need to upload it like Thursday on the dot. It could be closer to like midnight in theory. So if it was like a later affair, we could do that. Or
Sure.
it would be kind of interesting to have you guys who are listening, if you're listening,
Oh.
hello,
Oh.
write in some questions to ask her, I guess. Because that way we may have like,
We'll get a girl on the show and instantly have double the listeners.
yeah.
I'm telling you, she is my cousin, so don't take this the wrong way. But sex sells. That is universal.
I mean,
Whether
if we've
television,
learned anything from Japanese video games.
oh God, whether it's television, video games, movies, radio, I'm telling you what, man, it doesn't.
So are you proposing to have sex with me on the air? Is that what you're saying?
Ooh, now that is an adventure.
Yeah, it'd be.
It's not that sex sells. It's more or less the female component sells.
I guess it's the tease sales.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Because I mean, I guess if you can get to home base, I mean, there's really no there's no reason to like covet it. At least this way, there's like a dance.
Yeah, let's just keep moving. I don't know what you're trying to say right now. Are you coming on to me? Should I be?
No,
concerned?
I guess what I'm saying is like usually, I guess the difference between like using sex and advertising and like actual sex is like that would
Excuse
just
me.
be porn versus like just teasing. I guess is my point.
Mm.
So I guess it's the chase that's important,
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of people do. They want the chase.
right?
But ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is not a fairy tale. This is real life.
this is IRL.
This is IRL.
This is not Irk Chat.
What?
IRC.
Irk chat?
Yeah, that's what I used to call it back in the days.
Yeah, okay, so IRL means in real life.
Mhm.
What does Irk chat mean?
It was just a client that you could like communicate with people with. It was kind of a like prototype to file sharing, like way back in the day.
What's the acronym stand for?
You know, it was a protocol of some sort. I completely forgot.
Okay. Riveting stuff. Riveting. I can hear. Oh, the phones are just lighting up. They want to know what Irk chat means.
As interesting as a sneeze.
Yeah, as interesting as like molasses and paint drying in the same room. Actually, does molasses ever dry, or is it constantly in a liquid state?
I know the ink on money doesn't dry. So is the ink on money made of molasses?
I don't.
Scientists want to know.
What? Okay,
I think
sorry.
molasses solidifies after a while.
It's kind of like sap or honey or any kind of fluid. Eventually, it's going to solidify.
And it's kind of like a semi-solid, but like if you leave anything out, or like if you leave honey out,
yeah, it's gonna
after
harden.
a while it
or
hardens.
crystallizes. Actually,
Right.
I think there's sugar inside of it. Hey, so quick little science lesson. Aren't there 4 states of matter now? Like at one point, we always thought there were 3: the gas, liquid, and solid. But isn't there like a help me out here? Wasn't there like some recently like
is it like some sort of subatomic particle?
No, it's
or-
just there's a 4th state of matter now. Instead of being a solid, a liquid, or a gas, there is actually like a 4th phase that matter can be in, and it's like
It sounds like some quantum physics type stuff.
it's pretty basic. If I remember.
Really?
So you don't like even like a basic science class in school, you didn't learn it.
Well, I know that they were like
shooting
metalloids in the middle of the periodic table.
Okay, no, it's not that deep, man.
Okay.
It's just purely just 4 states of matter. Because I mean, when I grew up, I was, there's 3 states: gas, liquid, or solid. That's it.
Right.
Maybe
Is it like semi-solid or like
maybe it's like
it
a
in
vape.
between?
Well, no, a vapor is a gas.
I know things can like basically change states rapidly. I'm
It's a
gonna
good
type
thing-
this in. What's the 4th?
It is a good thing I did not say what school I went to, because I'm sure somebody's gonna go, "Good God, did he
Yeah,
really graduate?"
I know people are gonna listen to this like our prospective employers, and
Oh,
they're just gonna go,
man.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, we haven't said our last name, so we're good.
Plasma,
Maybe that's it. There's 4 states of matter, and I believe plasma is the 4th.
ordinary neutral gases, so that plasmas are considered a distinct 4th state of matter.
Hmm.
Plasma. What is plasma? No, it's used in science fiction. It's an ionized gas consisting
So
of
how is-
approximately
so is
equal
it-
numbers of positively charged ions. And
Oh, so it
negatively
has a
charged
charge to it.
ions. It
Okay.
doesn't, because it has equal numbers of positive and negative.
So that means it's neutral.
Yeah, it's a ordinary neutral gas.
Learn something new every day. Well, it's not new, but it's new to you.
What's plasma in the context of physics?
All right.
Neon lights are also
all
called
right.
plasma light. Okay, so gotcha.
so-
gotcha.
So coming up this weekend, what's going to be going on, Matt? What do you have on your schedule?
This weekend,
Should I go first?
yeah, definitely go
just-
first because
I
I've
am-
got nothing.
I am excited to announce. Drum roll, please. I have Saturday off.
You have Saturday. Uh-oh.
Oh my God. So for those of you that work 6 days a week, I feel your pain. I am currently on that path of destruction, but nay, I said I have to take this Saturday off because for the love of all that is holy, I need 2 days off in a row, man. It's killing me. So-
six on, one off. That sounds
Yeah, and this previous week,
I mean that's what laundry day, and then you're set for the next.
It
week.
wasn't even laundry day. This past weekend, I helped a buddy move into his apartment, and that was like 5 hours of my day.
Oh
and then
my
I went and
gosh.
and then for Easter, my other friend, his parents invited me over for dinner.
I'll speak on behalf of all of your friends. We really do appreciate that you can have access to box trucks.
Yes, I have. It's funny, like that one friend in your group that has a pickup truck, and everyone's like, "Hey, man, can you help me move this, mid-century 3,000-pound dresser?" Oh God. Why did I buy the flatbed? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you instantly regret it. Well, I'm slowly turning into that guy because I have a boss that is very awesome and very
Mhm.
laid back and always says yes, and I have friends that are moving in and out a lot.
Yeah, what's
I
with
think
that? Just like
I
recently.
want to say, well, I mean, I moved. My roommate, who I live with, I had to help him move some of his stuff,
And then
and then Brandon. That
good
was
old
it.
Billiam's probably gonna move here pretty soon too. if he hasn't
Yes,
already.
Will be moving soon, and then Nate. And actually, Nate is I don't know. It's a rat race, to be honest. The two of them are gonna have to Rochambeau for that third room in the house.
Right. And are you gonna start charging people for box trucks or anything?
No, but eventually I just got to start saying no, I guess.
Yeah. Or maybe have them make it worth your while. Pizza and beer. I mean,
but
that's
they always
that's-
do that. Yeah, that's like a customary moving trade. I mean,
Right.
you You always do pizza and beer, or you at least feed me.
Right.
Where
do we go?
For those of those ladies listening, the easiest way through a man's heart, to a man's heart,
It's pizza and beer.
Well, I was just going to say beer or food. Whether you cook it or whether you go pick it up for him, there is nothing better than getting off work and going, what's for dinner tonight? And then you come home.
Oh, that's for dinner.
And that's for dinner. And it's just, pow. It's problem fucking solved, son. That's my one curse word for the night. Actually, I think I said shit earlier. That's 3. Damn it. Yeah, that's 4. My point is that there is, I mean, I know that sounds a little sexist and old-fashioned or whatever, but fuck it. There is nothing better than coming home and just, like, dinner's on the table. Like, if your wife gets off work early, or maybe you just make money.
Yeah, it's one of those things nowadays you have to qualify, because, like, what if the man gets home early? Are you still expecting
Well, I mean,
dinner?
still, you should make dinner, sure.
Right.
But as a man, I just, from personal experience, there is nothing better than coming home. And, because, I mean, let's all face it, now that we're adults, there's very few things that's on your mind when you get off work. I mean, usually it's like
food,
yeah, because you're
running
hungry.
people off the road.
Well, yeah, depending on how aggressive your commute is to get to work.
White-knuckling it. Just thinking, if I
off
just
the road,
if I just tap the back end,
ooh,
like the
you could
cops do.
Give him the old pit maneuver.
Yep.
Yeah.
Watch them spin out 14 billion times like they're in Mario Kart.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Now, here's the thing, though. Don't ever do that.
But it feels.
Yeah, do it in your.
Feels like something I should do.
Do it in your head, Matt. Don't ever do it in real
all
life.
The time.
Yeah, that's a very destructive.
Like my mental car is probably like a twisted metal car.
Oh yeah, just like Mad
Machine
Max,
guns.
just machine. Yeah.
Speaking of Mad Max,
Ooh,
oh my goodness,
yes, the new preview.
Did we talk about that last time?
Yes, we did.
But oh my goodness, we're still excited about Mad Max.
Do we know when that's coming out?
'Cause that's
June. Oh, okay.
I want to say
it's not that far away.
So I think it said coming this summer kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So yeah, June, July, August.
And it's such a summer blockbuster. They'd be an idiot if they didn't release it.
Sure. And yeah, I mean that's basically when the film was made. Or
I think it's called Fury Road.
How are we on time?
We're over.
Okay, we're just gonna.
Fuck it.
All right.
May 15th.
I like that. Just whatever. Roll with it.
I mean, if we're comfortable, you guys are comfortable.
Episode 3. This is the episode where Matt and Zach just decided to talk longer.
Yep. And it's our podcast, so they can't do anything.
Well, technically,
it can't be called donein30. You should like put an asterisk right next to the 30 because sometimes it's over.
donein45. You guys can't really stick to that format if you're just gonna keep going over, bruh.
Maybe that's the inside joke at that point. Donein30 or whatever.
The inside joke at first was the fact that I kept butchering the name of the podcast. This is 30 gone in 30 seconds. Oh no, it's the movie. Okay, I've got it. So now I always have to have
done in 40 seconds.
That's what my ex-wife would say.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. All right. So from now on, we should have just a receipt with us, and then that way, when a joke doesn't really pan out, you're just like, all right, it's in the trash. It's out. That's actually been my new recovery line. You should try it out. I'm not really a comedian, but I do like to have a laugh at almost every part of the day. And so if I'm with friends and the joke bombs, I just crumple it up and go, yep, right, that one's no good. And then some people ask me what's wrong with you? I'm just testing material out, something pops into my head. If it doesn't work out, then I won't say it again.
Because life is just one big stage that we're just comedians freeballing it. I wonder how that feels, just to go on a stage and just start talking about whatever, your problems, mashed potatoes, who cares?
Yeah, I got to be honest.
And then people pay you for that.
Stand-up comedy is one of the most bizarre professions in the world.
It's so fascinating.
You get up on the stage, you're by yourself. That alone is just strange. Because, when you're in a band,
you got 4 other guys. And then you're doing the same thing every night.
Yeah, every musical performance, even if you're by yourself, you have a guitar. So there's 2 forms of entertainment. There's lyrics and there's the music. But when you're just standing there with a microphone like you and I are doing right now, your sole purpose is to entertain people by talking. So really deep down, it's a very confusing concept. You have to entertain people with your mouth.
Yeah.
And it's got to be funny.
Or
else or else I guess you could just tell like a really depressing story.
Yeah, and
Everybody in
then
the
get them
crowd-
on your side.
Yeah,
And
everybody in the crowd's like, "Oh, you poor thing."
then like there's different versions of like what's funny. Some people are like haha funny. Some
Yeah,
people are
some
like
people-
clever funny.
Some people push the boundaries and make
Yeah.
you want to like nervously chuckle.
Yeah. Oh man, what's that guy's name?
Well, Daniel Tosh does an immaculate job of making
Well,
you
his-
feel uncomfortable.
He does this amazing. It's almost like I imagine like a spearhead. Like first it's just general, and then it gets a little bit more specific. Then it gets so specific, and then it gets so specific. Then
Yeah.
like 7
It's
layers
very-
in, he's only talking about that one person who would ever.
He actually does that. There was some stand-up bit he was doing, and then after like, let's say he talked for, I'm gonna say 20 minutes solid, just no breaks, no nothing, no letting the crowd laugh and moving on.
And he always
just
takes like the
talked and monologued for like 20 minutes, and then he even said at the very end of it, he said something like, you know, I've been talking for so long that by now only like 5 of you get the joke.
right,
Like there's that. I mean, if you don't have a good enough attention span, you're just gonna lose him.
right, or if you get easily offended.
Yeah, Daniel Tosh is definitely not for the.
It's like a joke, and
What's a
then you get
$5
bonus jokes.
What's the $5 word for like uptight?
Republican. All right, that was gone.
Throwing that
was
one away. Well, the point is that you can't be.
Close-minded.
No, it's not even closed-minded. You just got to be open. Or okay, you can't have solid beliefs in anything that would offend.
Yeah, because I mean, we're talking about poof and fart jokes and a microphone essentially.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, what's the harm in somebody saying?
Okay, like for a prime example, you just like you can't offend me. Like that's
Right.
why I love comedy so much, is because no matter how dark or messed up it is, it's either gonna be stupid or it's just gonna be funny. There is no like, oh, that's wrong.
I know Patton Oswalt's having some issues with BuzzFeed for like
Stealing his material?
not necessarily stealing his material, but making him like apologize for things that he's saying. And of course,
Yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
if
like
you're
a-
in the spotlight and you offend if you offend a squeaky wheel,
It's
you have to
like-
like apologize.
and like the audience are like Yelp reviewers. They're like, yeah,
Yeah,
this.
they turn it. Yeah, but it's comedy though. You should be there to be. It's like going to a movie and saying like,
it was good, but
yeah, I just I
I
didn't
should have
really
used my
like it.
cousin.
What?
I don't know. They'll just have like some arbitrary weird opinion on it, like, oh, they shouldn't use the color purple because that's offensive or something. Or
I understand what you're coming from. Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, really, the only thing
I think they should apologize for using the color purple.
there is one topic that upsets me the most, and it's just because of my parents. That's it. Like honestly, like you could call me any word in the dictionary and you're not going to offend me. It doesn't really. It's like whatever.
And sometimes
I just let it roll off.
there's a meta aspect to those type of jokes where they're talking
Yeah.
about the offensive things,
sure.
but it's more of an examination of how absurd and ridiculous those things are,
Hmm.
and that's the joke. And some people don't get
Some people
that
just
level.
don't. Yeah, they don't understand it. But yeah, like I mean, you could
superficial.
eh,
No,
shallow. No,
I don't know.
not smart.
That was going in the trash too.
Yeah, that's going in the trash.
I'll make sure to bring like a torch so we can just get rid of these guys. So we can incinerate them. They can never infect anybody's ears again.
Like what is it? What was that? The Fahrenheit
451.
451. Thank you.
I'll show up with a flamethrower. Just
I don't remember a lot about that, and now that I'm an adult, I should definitely reread that book.
yeah, it's pretty important.
It is very important. It's scary, is what it is. But one of the things I do remember is that when the
Protagonist.
thank you, the protagonist
good
works
guy.
the good guy, the main character in the story. No, just the protagonist works in like an office building, and when they throw something away, they throw it into an incinerator chute, and it's called the
Yep.
memory hole. I remember that. That was one of like the creepiest parts because basically, if it's in the past, they burn it.
Yeah.
And that was the one that involved all the book burning too, right?
Yes,
Like
yes.
essentially, the past is destroyed,
Right.
and so there's no physical record of what happened in the past.
And
So
everyone's
it's
living in this
only-
like weird,
Is it
drugged out.
Is it bureaucratic or?
I think so.
I'm trying to
And
remember
then
like the
there's
style
an
of life.
aspect of of like the way people were living. They were like being drugged and experimented on using. They would just like change people around in different
like
locations.
emotionally.
No, like they would physically like just shift them and move them. If I remember correctly, it's been a long time. I should probably read it
again. Well, and yeah, when you're
Book
like
club.
book club. All right, Matt, what'd you read this week? No, I just, when you're like 15 years old.
I read this 4chan post.
And you're. Oh my God. Okay. Let's stay focused here. When you're 15 years old and a teacher says, all right, you've got 7 days to read Fahrenheit 451. You literally, excuse my French, you don't give a fuck. You want to go out and hang out with your friends,
right.
Either get into trouble or go skateboarding or
where do they think you have all this
instrument
time to, like, because you're spending 8
this
hours a day in school.
Yeah, and then you want to go and you want to have, I mean, it's all about the social life when you're young.
Right.
I mean, that's like you're still developing, you're still making friends. You're out there making the most of it. And here's this teacher telling you, hey, I know it's a beautiful summer night out and you and your friends want to go play, but read this book. You just don't care.
And they're not even like...
Now, as an adult...
They're like, read this book, we got a test next Wednesday.
Yeah, and then you're going to get tested on it. Oh,
it's
so
not like, read this book, it's so good. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
you never get to page 18.
It's not that the book is good. It's not that the book will teach you something that'll stick with you for the rest of your life. It's something that
it's
you need to read.
institutionalized.
Yeah, it's institutionalized. And it's a pisser. Because if you were in college, and let's say it's something that interested you, you could say, oh, I'd love to read that book. That sounds amazing. Do you remember the author? Because I know he was pretty famous for...
Ray Bradbury?
Yeah, Ray Bradbury, yeah. So, I mean, that's... he was like ahead of his time, so to speak. And so now as an adult, you appreciate that. But when you're a kid, you just, meh,
and
whatever.
then, like, that's kind of a dystopian book to read whenever you're
That's
15.
very true, yeah.
Like, are you really going to agree with all the concepts of, like, burning the past and stuff? Because, like, to you, you're just mired in internet culture and, like, Instagram and stuff. You know,
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, back when we were kids...
like, it didn't resonate.
When we were kids, there weren't smartphones yet.
We still had flip phones, folks. We had Snake on our Nokia phones. That was the only game you could play.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, a flip phone is still pretty advanced. I remember the first phone that came with a camera on it. I thought that was the coolest thing. And now that you have smartphones that you can play like Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I mean, you look at naked chicks while you're in school now. I mean, hello.
Like, that really kind of ups the game of cheating.
It ups the game of cheating, and it also ups the game of distraction.
Right.
There are so many students now that they have iPads or tablets or smartphones.
Here in Indiana, they're like requiring certain schools to give kids iPads.
Yeah,
which, in my opinion, kind of makes them a target. If I know a little kid's gonna have an iPad in their thing, I'm just gonna take a kid's backpack.
You mean at the school,
or like just
if you're
anywhere?
So you're saying you're just gonna go to?
If I see a little kid with a backpack, that it's like a 50-50 chance that it's
the
gonna be
school bus
an iPad.
drops them off. There's like a pack of them. You're just like, all right, they all got iPads, cashing in on it. So you roll up, pull out your 9mm or whatever pistol you've got on you, and say, hey kid, give me your backpack.
Or maybe even do something like super crazy, like I'll trade you ice cream for your backpack.
Now we're getting creepy. The point is that the point is that I really hope people listen this long because we're actually getting better as it's gone along. That's the best part.
That's true.
So anyways, I enjoy the fact that technology is here, and I enjoy the fact that it makes learning that much more fun. But when you have a paper book and you are being instructed in front of, let's say, do you remember like the old projectors where they put something on the glass and then it was projected on like a mirror and it hit the whiteboard or whatever?
Yeah,
so it wasn't projector. It wasn't a digital projector. It was a
they overhead projector.
Overhead
and
projector.
Then they had to write on like a
piece of like plastic, just like a sheet of clear whatever. And I mean,
that's how I did math for the longest time.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how we learned. But can you imagine having, the Samsung Note or the iPhone 6 Plus? I mean, those are beautiful, huge, bright phones, and you're just playing on it, and you got a little pen, and you write on it, and then you go to school and you have to watch that boring stuff, and it just doesn't appeal to them.
Well,
when they could be looking at God knows what on Instagram or Facebook or texting their friends. Oh man,
the curriculum's dumbing down from what I can tell. They're getting rid of certain aspects of things,
really?
And they're changing like science. They're kind of neutering it. They're wanting to teach like religion in schools.
Neutering science?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was possible.
They'll say.
Please
Well,
tell me. I'm sorry, continue.
They've got like creationists and stuff making textbooks and stuff.
Because they want to be able to explain it all in school. And that doesn't bother me, I guess. I don't know. I mean, religion should be in school, but
right. Cause, like,
I don't know.
Because if you say it's okay for one religion, you have to say it's okay for all religions.
And you're right. So there's going to be basically, you're going to have to take a class on everything.
In fact, like, recently the Church of Satan has
Yes,
made coloring books.
I saw that. They actually threw a fit, and they're like trying to prove a point. And
and then they have that, or I don't know what they're trying to do, but maybe they're trying to do like a Westboro Baptist Church thing, like, oh, you're suppressing my rights, I'm going to sue you.
Oh, let's not even cut.
Backpedal.
Yeah, let's backpedal out of that situation. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that school's over. I miss the social aspect of it because, I mean, back to senior year, that was the most amount of friends I had, the most amount of socializing I had. It was glorious. I had a job, so I had spending money, but I didn't have hardly the bills I have today.
True.
And you're still on your parents' insurance and all sorts of shit. And you just
do you really worry about that? Because, I mean, I don't have insurance now, and I don't really, knock on wood, really
Yikes.
think about that.
You don't have health insurance?
Nope.
Well, let's hope Barack Obama doesn't hear this.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be insane?
And he's like, I'm gonna go after that kid, that Mafru.
His hair has gotten a lot whiter and grayer.
I think it's what, like, the stress of the office.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's got to be.
Either that or
there's several posts on the internet showing, like, you know, when he was first in office.
Maybe it's a body double.
Could be.
That whole, like, not Parliament? People who are in, like, higher government are actually like lizard people. Have you heard that conspiracy theory?
No, but let's get away from that because conspiracies just get funny. So, and not like haha funny.
More like, why would you think that?
Back to science. Please tell me you've seen that South Park episode where Cartman gets frozen because he cannot wait for the Wii to come out. So he ends up getting left in the ice, and he wakes up like 5,000 years in the future. And religion has been like completely wiped off the planet. It's just atheists, and they're all scientists. But there are actually different factions of scientists.
I have seen that one.
And there's sea otters that ride ostriches. I'm sorry. It's so ridiculous. They all end up fighting each other and killing each other off because they cannot decide what to call it. It's like the Allied Atheist Alliance, and there's like the Allied Atheist Legions or whatever. And so, yeah, they're fighting over how to call it. And so instead of saying like, oh, good heavens, or, you know, Jesus Christ or whatever, they are like science, damn it, or, you know, it's so funny, or damn science, or, you know, science help us. It's pretty good. I lost my.
Be like Stephen Hawking's, damn it.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking's, damn it. Yeah.
Son of a Edison.
Oh, there it is.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, it was my receipt.
Oh. Gotcha.
You can still hear that though. The mic picks that up.
Anything we wanna leave this rant?
I was gonna say if we go any longer, man, we'll just talk all night.
Right.
It'll be like a 3-hour podcast, and we'll be right there with the rest of them.
Yeah.
I guess.
You got anything coming up?
2 days off. We're gonna do some yard work. I live in a house now instead of an apartment, so we are going to be taking care of some leaf issues and some sticks in the yard. Some really like grown-up, boring stuff.
Yeah, I do not envy that at all.
I don't know. There is a sense of ownership and a sense of pride in your lawn. Yes, I don't own this house, but you know, see where I'm getting at? Like, my Mike, he just purchased a riding lawnmower and a grill. So our house is going to be
Are you going to ride that thing with boxers and just a beer?
I am. I'm glad you brought that up because it has been a lifelong goal of mine now that I am legally allowed to drink. I have always wanted to ride a riding lawnmower, cutting the grass, and have a beer in my hand.
It's like a Miller Lite or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, for example, our
trashy.
family friend who has sadly passed away, he was a huge Miller High Life fan, and so he would be on his riding lawnmower cutting the grass. And just beer in one hand, steering wheel in the other, baby.
Is there also the guys who usually have like pinky rings or something?
No, he wasn't. No, he was a classy gentleman.
He was a
but
classy gentleman.
yes, his name was Mark Johnson. He was a wonderful human being. It's a shame he passed away, actually, but yeah, he would get out on that tractor and cut the grass and have a beer in one hand, and I can't remember if he smoked cigarettes. But yeah, beer in one hand, cigarette in the other, steering wheel. I mean, just
like dude,
that is
steering it with one hand with the beer and the cigarette
that
in
is-
his hand.
That is the American dream. Although the guys at work today were cautioning me because apparently you can actually get a ticket.
Really?
All right, brace
Driving
yourself.
drunk? What?
Brace yourself. You can actually get penalized by an officer of the law if you are driving a tractor and drinking and you're on your property. And I mean, I asked them several times. I said, look, guys, this is a little ridiculous. It's your property. But I guess there was a former employee that had several tickets from it. My question was,
Damn it, Ed.
what was he doing besides that the Johnny Law was concerned about?
Right. How would he know to even show up? And
In my personal opinion, if a police officer drives by your house and you're cutting the grass and you're drinking, he's just going to go, he's not harming anybody. Now, if you're on the road, your ass is grass. No pun intended.
what's the fear? You're gonna get so drunk from
I don't understand.
beer,
I
you're just
mean,
gonna
in
veer
a
off
smaller town, you would probably take your lawnmower straight to the gas station and fill it up. I can see that. But if you're on your private property, you can't get a public intox, can you? Unless you're violating like a sound issue, or like if you're being too loud or upsetting your neighbors. But if
I
you're
don't know, there's always a way to weasel into something.
I mean, you could be sitting in a chair and be hammered drunk and falling over in your own yard or your own house, and I'm sorry, I don't feel like the law applies there, especially if you're not harming anybody or yourself. Now, if you're like on a ladder with a chainsaw trying to like chop a tree or something and you just fall down. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Now that's when somebody should
trying to take
in.
a puff and cut the thing. It's like,
Yeah, no, you should not be doing that. But I feel like if I'm on my riding lawnmower and I'm off the beaten path, I'm certainly not on a road that an officer would just
tell you what,
patrol.
Get a sippy cut hat, just like the beers in the hat.
Oh, geez, no, that's too classy. I actually what I need
got
to do
10
is
and 2. That way you're not
10 and 2. Oh my god.
you're not driving recklessly. Officer, have both hands on the steering wheel if you remember correctly.
Mr. Policeman. No, I just I don't get it. There'd be no way. And if I do receive a ticket, then my bad. I mean, come on. Let's be real. There's no reason for that. Anyway, so that's my dream. This summer, I'm going to be very pleased and excited to drink the beer of my choice. Probably not the cheap Miller Lite, like I just talked about, but
You get something nice like a PBR or Blue Moon.
I don't like one of the craft beers.
Yeah.
the good ones. They're like 18%.
It's got hints of grass notes in it.
Yeah, it's just thick beer.
Pairs well with dandelion smell.
Yes. This is the grass cutting beer. Actually, a friend of mine.
Dude, you should market that. That's actually a pretty brilliant idea.
What? That it pairs with grass cutting?
Yeah.
I think any beer pairs with any activity. I mean, literally, you could be skydiving. It's like the beer that skydivers drink before they hit the sky. What do you hit? Nothing.
Or maybe it's like some kind of weird beer that like is like a heavier beer, so it like falls with you.
Yeah, I don't really think you need much help falling out of an airplane. I think the Earth does a pretty good job pulling you in.
I'm saying like in theory, the beer, if you like tipped it, the beer would just go everywhere. So you wouldn't fall at the same rate.
I see what you're saying.
So if you had like a heavier liquid somehow,
that would be really an interesting. Oh, hey, speaking of commercials, did you hear about Rob Lowe's DirecTV commercials have been like
I saw it. It was hilarious.
axed?
Why? It's
I don't know. And apparently somebody was talking about that. Apparently Comcast was the reason behind it. Like
Yep.
I guess they were complaining. I mean,
couldn't take a joke.
What's the joke? What am I missing?
They depicted, I believe, like a installer as kind of like a bumbling idiot, and then they
installer.
Yeah, like
Like
the
a
person.
cable installer.
Yeah,
But DirecTV does the same service.
right.
So
But-
you're saying that Comcast was upset that DirecTV was making fun of the industry?
It was making fun of Comcast installers.
Maybe I never.
We
seen
should
that one.
watch it. It's probably still online.
Okay. Well,
somewhere.
you can show it to me after the show, I guess. But
Right, but
I honestly don't get it. But back to Sex Sells, the new commercial is going to be some like Sports Illustrated model on a horse, a talking horse. Comedy. I mean, that's hilarious. You've got
animals aren't supposed to talk. That's so funny.
You've got like, hot girl. Obviously, you're going to watch the commercial, and she's on a horse, and apparently it talks. So you've got talking animals, and you got hot girl, and if I'm not mistaken, they're on
It
a
would be
beach.
hilarious if they just did the same script, same everything. It was just the horse and the lady.
Whatever the
Instead of
girl's name is. Hi, I'm whatever that tennis girl's name is.
Right.
Pova. Whatever. Hi, I'm Kate Upton, and then like the horse walks up and it's like, hi, I'm
Rob
horse.
Lowe.
I'm horse Kate Upton. I'm Jessica Parker. What's the girl with the long face? Sarah.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Sarah Jessica Parker.
That's
Oh, but she's got like a mullet or something, or just wearing. Oh yeah, I
Has-
peaked in high school. Rob Lowe. I'm sorry. What?
he has or the horse has like earrings.
Oh
So
jeez.
that way you know it's a lady horse.
Oh yeah, it's got lipstick on and it's got makeup on. Oh jeez.
This is. I wonder if this is what the writing room at like Family Guy sounds like.
There are a lot of television shows, sketch comedies, SNL.
Dude, I would love to write for some of those.
I am honestly blown away by their creativity. Just like stand-up comedy, like we were talking about
Right.
earlier. It is incredible. There is a room of people. They're human beings just like you and I, and they come up with this gold. They come up with this amazing stuff that either it's a commercial or a movie, a TV show. And I think a TV show would be the toughest. Because in a movie, it's like 2.5 hours max, unless it's like a Lord of the Rings movie or whatever.
Right. I mean, you can do the Lord of the
So
Rings.
you can like condense an idea into 2.5 hours. But think about like,
See, I think that's harder.
think about a show like 30 Rock. 30 Rock's funny and it's really witty. It's fast paced. There's
There's a
like,
formula
no
to it,
dead
so
time.
you know. Yeah, that was one of the things about
it's
the
just
writing of
it's just
30 Rock.
constant comedy.
Yeah,
It's kind of like Archer. Like in Archer, how there's just like always dialogue. There's no.
I read this thing. It's like I bet I could write for Archer something danger zone.
Oh my God! Please tell me. I think it was on Reddit today. There was some guy that took a photo from like a paper, and it was an Air Force officer, and it was just a photo from like I don't know what it was, but the pilot was standing there in a group photo, and he had a patch, and they zoomed in on the patch, and it said, riding into the danger zone, straight up,
awesome.
like oh God, what's his name? Kenny Loggins. I mean, straight up, just Kenny Loggins on the patch. And it said riding through the danger zone, whatever the line is. It's incredible. Something danger zone.
Yeah, that's how easy. Or are we not doing X joke from last season anymore? That was the latest one.
Yes, I loved that. Are we not seriously phrasing? Are we just done doing that? They just stopped doing the phrasing joke, and they finally did it once, and it was incredible. I think they came up with something new, but I don't know. That's not for here. But the point is that there is a team of people that sit in a room, and they create the entire thing, start to finish. They write the whole thing, and we never got to your comic.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should sign off for now because it's been like, I don't know, an hour now.
Probably.
So this is done in an hour.
done in a time frame.
This isn't the dinner that's done in 30 minutes. This is a dinner that you pulled out of the freezer and now you have to cook for an hour and 20 minutes. So
you have to thaw it. You
Yeah,
gotta cut all the vegetables.
you have to thaw it and prepare and then cook and bake.
You forgot the seasoned flowers. Now
and then you have to pull it out of the oven and put something on top like cheese or something or garlic and then throw it back in the oven. This is that podcast.
This is a 4-step process.
What?
4-step process.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, anyways, I'm out.
You're out.
Yeah.
You gotta end in a bang though.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well, the women's NCAA tournament's about to come up, so if anybody cares about that. Okay.
Nope.
All right, we're out.
Bye.
Bye.